Daily Doom.
April 21st, 2011. So, yeah, some interesting stuff's going on here, and I want to put some things together, put it in context for you today, and let you, do some research on your own and let you put it all together. This is not what it seems. All right, so if you've been paying attention, you've seen that in the last 30 days, silver has gone from $36 up to $46 in 1 month, okay? If we've been watching over the last 6 months, we can see that silver has gone from $23 up to $46. It's doubled in the past 6 months. And one might say, well, why is that? Why has silver and gold, the value of them, why are they increasing so much now? And I've been asking this question. I mean, I know that silver is good. I've been investing in silver myself, and I've been telling a lot of other people to invest in silver. Well, here's a little jingle for you. There's a little silver ring. But yeah, I've been telling people to invest in silver, and they said, hey, Doom guy, you're nuts. Why? You can't eat silver, right? Well, here's what's going on from my estimation, and, take this for what it's worth, but here's what's happened, okay? The United States has a lot of debt, trillions and trillions of dollars, and China has been holding lots of the U.S. debt. They've been holding, a few $1 trillion in debt, and so, one of the things that everyone's been waiting for to sort of watch as this whole thing transpires is they're waiting for a mass Chinese sell-off of U.S. debt. And, here's what's interesting about what I'm finding here is that quite potentially China has already gotten rid of the debt, okay? The sell-out and the sell-off of U.S. debt has already occurred. And you might think, well, why is this possible? Well, immediately after the 2008 crisis, China told the U.S. that it was done fucking around and that it had been patient throughout the idiot housing bubble and the war on borrowed money, but they were finally pulling out. The Lehman crisis and the general 2008 fiasco revealed a much deeper incompetence than the Chinese could ever have possibly imagined. And so they've become afraid of America's stupidity and the slackening grip on reality and so, that's some of the things that I'm finding. I've been going to some different sites and finding, and there's some people who are stepping forward and talking about this stuff. This is what I'm finding. And so Washington's been pleading and saying, hey, we will do all kinds of stuff to help that. Please buy back our bonds and our debt. But apparently America has been buying the debt back, and not a lot of information, not a lot of, it's scary for the economy. And so now we look at this and we see, hey, Harry Reid and 9 other senators, they went to China for 9 days or a week long or whatever. They went there, and there's very little information coming out about this because of the security concerns. But I think what's happening is the final amount of the U.S. debt is now gone. And so I think that's interesting that we're able to put this together, that, hey, China's been buying a lot of oil. China's been buying a lot of metals. They've been buying cotton, uranium. They've been buying all kinds of, of these supplies. And they've been talking about revaluing their currency. And, well, why would they do that if they hold all this debt? That's going to hurt them. Well, if they've already gotten rid of all of the U.S. bonds and the reserves that the world thinks they have, well, we're up shit creek without a paddle here, and this looks like the end game's coming pretty quick. And apparently, China may have up to 10 times as many valuable commodities as the world thinks they do. So, we've also discovered that the University of Texas just bought $1 billion worth of gold. And so some things are going. The silver market is going crazy. Look at this over the last year. Just over the last year, what's happened in this thing. It's unbelievable. From $17 to $46, okay? So some people know some things that we don't know. And as a result of that, we're left in the dark. And so some things are happening that we're not completely aware of. And so I stumbled across this post here on Godlike Productions, which is a conspiracy theory website. But when you check on this, it's talking about how this weekend is things are going to happen. The shit's about ready to hit the fan. It's going to happen because China is dumping the rest of the U.S. dollars this weekend. They've been dumping them for over a year now. And people are going to be very angry when they find out about this. And so apparently our politicians are out there. They're selling us out. And China is going to own America. And what's going to happen is all of the mortgages, all of the land, all of the foreclosures, all of the debt, the Chinese apparently are going to own. And so, one of the things that we can do is buy gold and silver. Well, we've seen the price of these have gone up tremendously over time. And, look at this. Even over the past 10 years, if you had the foresight, like some of us did, to buy silver at $4 and $5 an ounce, you have made a killing right now. This is where a transfer of wealth has taken place for those who are in the know. And look at this. From 2001, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to 6, that's under $10 an ounce. You even had a chance last year to buy at $10 an ounce, or 2008 you had a chance. And so, they're playing a big game here. We all know the Federal Reserve Bank is a huge crock of shit. It's fictional money. And this debt is just being piled up and piled up. And now we're potentially at a point where the end game is coming. It may not happen as soon as some people are thinking. But it's been a year, supposedly, since the U.S. and China has sort of worked out their deal. It's been a year to the day. And so, the run-up on metals and commodities, that's been sort of the secret leaking out and people talking about it amongst themselves, and that information being filtered down to, to us. And so, we've not heard about it. It's not been on the news. You have to put two and two together to sort of see what's happening. And so China has positioned themselves as one of the most powerful countries in the world. And now, America is getting ready to be, smacked down several notches. And America is in for a huge, huge awakening right now. So in a lot of ways, it's really good because the system does not work. It has to come crashing down. The system does not work. None of us live in our heart space enough. We live in our head space. We think that money is so very, very important. And really, it's just fictional bullshit that people use to control us. And so once we realize this, we can start saying, okay, well, the machine has to crumble, and then it can be rebuilt. But there is going to be a lot of people who are smacked upside the head with this new reality that they have no idea about, because American Idol was on TV this week, and they had to pay attention to that, and they had to watch this TV show and that TV show, and they've not been paying attention to what's really been going on. Some of them are waking up and they're saying, oh shit, silver's really blowing up. I don't know what's going on. But it's almost to the point where it's too late to start jumping on the silver game, because look at this. I think it's going to go $152, $300. Who knows how high it's going to get. You probably should just jump on if you can. But time is of the essence. And it's very interesting to see this. And so when you put it all together and say, hey, China may have already sold the debt. They may already be out of U.S. debt. So now they're going to ramp up their economy. Our economy is going to suffer once that information starts happening. So don't be surprised if next week, if the stock market starts faltering. We've noticed this past week, it's almost like it's complete bullshit. It hit 12,500 this week. On what? The recession is improving. Based on what? The dollar's at its lowest point nearly ever. Silver and precious metals are at their highest ever. Really? So, gosh, I don't want to incite panic. But I want to incite you to think, and I want to give you insights, into the situation, because let's keep an eye on this over the course of the next week and a half, 2 weeks or so. I may be completely off base. I may be completely full of shit. But I live in my heart space, and I say, you know what? Whatever happens, happens for a reason, and I'm going to survive. I have supplies. I'm taken care of. My family's taken care of. I hope you guys are as well. And when it's our time to go, it's our time to go. Energy never dies. They can try to control us, but they can never kill us, because energy never dies. So we're going to move on from this realm to whatever realm that's beyond this realm. And, for those who are religious, there's your religious beliefs are going to tell you what that afterlife looks like. I'm a very spiritual person. I don't buy into all of the religions because I think religion's very controlling. But a lot of interesting stuff is happening right now. And so, you know, when we start seeing 10 senators cruising on over to China and are, you know, doing some stuff over there and trying to work out some deals and trying to figure out what's going on over there, and you know, they're in a recess now and stuff's going on. So it's definitely worth paying attention to. You know, China maybe sold all the U.S. debt already. It may be gone. So, you know, we know Japan's having some huge problems as well. They're getting rid of the U.S. debt. Nobody's going to want the U.S. debt. We've been printing way too many dollars, and all of a sudden the house of cards can start crumbling down. You know, what's that one song? The wall come tumbling down, the wall come tumbling down. So, you know, don't be surprised if that's happening soon in a neighborhood near you. But if you live in an urban area, I don't know if you've been paying attention to this, but, you know, you're going to want to bug out. You're going to want to get out of the country because people in the urban areas, if you've not noticed this, are near animals. I watched this thing of the McDonald's guys attacking, these two girls attacking this girl in McDonald's. Unbelievably ridiculous. It's animal barbaric behavior. And that kind of shit's what's going to happen when the shit hits the fan. So be prepared. God bless you. Much love to every one of you. Live with your heart space. Let's survive this and let's overcome this because a whole new age is happening. And that's very exciting. A whole new age is coming. But the walls have to crumble down first. That's what's happening. That's okay. We're going to make it. I love you guys. Love one another. We'll talk to you next time on Daily Doom.
Doom.